Welcome to Atlanta. Price is Officer 5000, Jeremiah, the camp leader of Atlanta. Passover 2025, starting April the 9th, we got the lamb slaughter. April the 10th, we got General Muhammad's flag. April the 11th, we got the black party that's gonna have the Hebrew graduation. April the 12th, in Atlanta, Georgia, the 56th annual Passover, the only Passover under Commander General Yahanna.
Our great and holy King has honored us for turning our lives from the darkness to the light, man. There's no greater gift you can receive than to wake up to the truth and then commit your life to saving your brothers, man. Looking in their eyes and seeing their faces and seeing what they've suffered and what they've gone through and seeing the end of it, man. It is a guaranteed seat in the kingdom of heaven, man. So in the name of our King Yahushua, we dedicate us another Passover of brothers and sisters' lives being saved.
April the 13th, we got the Feast of Unleavened Bread. SHALAM.
Fucking job, it ain't no more applying. Fuck that fucking job, boy, I'm sick and I'm tired. Fuck that fucking job, all that bitching and crying, and I'm saying fuck that fucking job, nigga. Hey, fuck that fucking job, bitch. Fuck that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. Fuck that fucking job, it ain't no more applying. Fuck that fucking job, bitch, I done had enough. Fuck that fucking job, I'm watching everybody work. Fuck that fucking job, that little pay by the hour. Yeah, fuck that fucking job, my back hurting and I'm hungry. Yeah, fuck that fucking job, nigga, on soul. Yeah, caught between the two, get this money, go home. Yeah, all these people so, now these bitches they messy. First day I came in, I bossed up on the bosses, and they promised nigga this, promised nigga that. Want my ass to work, then bring that paper back. Sean, where you been? I been taking the shit. Knowing damn well that I don't fucking sleep. Fuck that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. Fuck that fucking job, it ain't no more applying. Fuck that fucking job, boy, I'm sick and I'm tired. Fuck that fucking job, all that bitching and crying, and I'm saying fuck that fucking job, nigga. Hey, fuck that fucking job, bitch. Fuck that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. Fuck that fucking job, it ain't no more applying. Fuck that fucking job, me and bro, we just posted. Look him in the eye, shake my head disappointed. We gotta visualize, summarize, execute. All these people dropping like fly, why the fuck we still here? Man, fuck that fucking job, when I pull up I hate it. Yeah, fuck that fucking job, that's on all of their faces. Fuck that fucking job, man, I'm already lit. Man, I hear one thing, boy, you bound to get hit. Man, the bills cross a nigga's brain. Damn, that's how you keep a nigga damn a slave. Damn, money supposed to be a tool. Damn, for a purpose, what's your purpose for? Fuck that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. Fuck that fucking job, it ain't no more applying. Fuck that fucking job, boy, I'm sick and I'm tired. Fuck that fucking job, all that bitching and crying, and I'm saying fuck that fucking job, nigga. Hey, fuck that fucking job, bitch.
Fair enough.
Push up position.
Back roll.
Send my bro a kite quick. Times of war, we ain't forget about you. Keep your light lit. Rappers can't see. Most of them scared to witness. Go on, close your eyes. There's one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll poly grip like some dentures. Brothers on them fences. 23 and 1 out. Praying that that commissary hit before it run out. Bitches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout. Closed casket, burner in the low jacket. My co-captain riding on these whole rappers, my hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and there's no my women riding for me. I avoided Maury, I got 2 jets. If I can't make it through for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses. After the war, just to count our losses. It's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Gun on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart grip, my bow tie. Waiting on this war been my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart grip, my bow tie. Living in this war been my whole life. My whole life. It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, they got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably folding this paper origami. My name is pure as the Dasani. My wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home with change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her, they don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Fenty on the face, but it's not concealing the pain, it's a shame. So I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tint, matte black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s Missy in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash app. I spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. This that guy flow, this that shit that rappers die for. This that uncut Taha Wall straight from Pablo Escobar. I be at the bar like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that block work. Make the countermeasures, take pleasures, making an op hurt. Light is in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed y'all can't fathom. Listen to the words of a champion. The kid, the streets need another anthem. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart grip, my bow tie. Waiting on this war in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart grip, my bow tie. Living in this war in my whole life. My whole life.
All right. If you can hear me loud and clear, type a 1 in the chat. Those of you that are tuning in online, if you can hear me loud and clear, type a 1 in the chat. Let's see who all we got up in here. Let's see. All right. Type the 1s in the chat. Like and share the stream.
Yeah, Shalom, Shabbat.
Shalom, Yahabashim Shabrakatah. We got Trinidad in the building. Right. Okay. See the ones coming in. See the ones coming in. All right. Well, let's clap it up. I'm right. Shalom, Israel. Shalom. Yahweh Bahashim. Yahweh Shai Barakathah to the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Alathan Bahashim Yahweh Shai to the sisters. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street out of Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yahanna. We are not affiliated with no other Israelite group or Christian organization, and we teach the truth according to the Bible. And what is the truth according to the Bible? It's only one truth. There's no such thing as we all got a piece of it and we all got to come together. Here's my favorite one. I'm trying to build with you. See, brother, let's build. You can't build anything with us. You understand? Because you're not with us. And because you're not with us, you are going against what we're building. We're building and you're tearing down because you're not with us. The truth is that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are God's chosen people. That's the truth. We are the true people of the Bible. When you read all about the mighty things the Lord has did for the children of Israel and all the mighty things that he has used the prophets, these Israelite men in the scriptures, these are our forefathers and foremothers. When you look at blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans today, we are the literal bloodline, according to the flesh, descendants of all the mighty men and women in these scriptures. And it's a reason why you don't believe that. It's a reason why you were taught to believe the people in the Bible were white. Because rightfully so. If I was white, I would tell everybody too that, yeah, those my people. You know, it's me, right? You know, I did that. Of course, the white man will want to take credit for being the greatest people on the face of the earth. The problem is with the white man, you didn't take your plan all the way through it. You left the records for the children of Israel. And then you didn't account for the fact that the Lord would preserve for us these records and preserve for us the understanding given to his prophets. See, the white man, you try to consider so many different angles of how to destroy God's people, but you never consider the most important thing, and that's the Most High. You never consider the spiritual angle. You never consider that we are the people that in fact have a God that is here watching over us, watching what happens to us, and it's going to avenge us. You never consider that. You're going to be forced to consider as you watch your kingdom fall and the people you seek to destroy rise up. You're going to have to consider something has to be done. Surely there is a source.
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
Your song a muffle na on your end.
The sound of okay, hold on one second. Test 1, 2, have a watch, check it out. You said there's an echo. That's what I found out. So what?
Your voice and all to be called listen it over my phone as well too now.
Okay. Wait. Hold on. Oh, the string. Oh, yeah, for sure. Slide. Hold on. Let me see. I will see how now. Type 1 and then loud and clear. Type 1 and then loud and clear. Okay. Hold on. It's still coming in muffled. Muffled. Hold on. We're gonna get it together. Just 1 second. Bear with us, Israel. While y'all waiting, like and share the screen. I gotta find out sign language. How you like and share sign language. Like all y'all like and share. That's the arrow. Share the screen. Share it. I gotta find out the sign language for that. You understand? Go ahead, Ragash. Sister know the sign language? Oh, small sister, not cool, Ragash. Help us out. What's like? We got I'm getting ready to learn something today. You understand? Like and share the streams. Push this truth. You understand? Because Lord knows our enemies are aggressively fighting to stop what is happening. to stop us from knowing who we are. You understand how the sound, how we coming in now? How we coming in now? There's still muffled, there's still echo. Let's see. Let's see. Probably you could set this up just in case. We got to plug it up. Everything else, just set it up just in case. We ain't got really time to play with no mics. Right? Like and share the screen. How's the sound coming in now, everybody? Still echoes, it's still muffled. The water priest. Test 1, 2. Yeah, if you got it, yeah, for sure. For sure. Absolutely. Online. Well, I remember being online. And I'd be like, man, answer, address, in the world, man. Acknowledge me. I'm here too. You got to come in, man. If you feel like you're not being acknowledged, we good. Most High Christ. If you feel like you're not being acknowledged, man, just come in class. You understand where you can be acknowledged. We can stare at you and scrutinize you and look into your soul and spirit and see what you're going through and what you're doing. Come and sit in the class and be scrutinized. You understand? Go ahead, Shapa.
So I made 2 things. First of all, I don't want to forget something. I get reminded and
okay, Most High Christ, no sweat.
2, if I could. And it's crazy how they also forgot, you know what I'm saying? When they ain't forget, but they tried their best to cover up certain things.
Yeah.
But the Most High in the Bible, he had things like what Christ looked like in it. He gave John the Revelator a vision.
That's right.
Daniel had a vision of what Christ looked like, like the little details that they tried to cover. Like it's just right there in the Bible. You know what I mean?
That's right.
He ain't just saved it for us. There's the answers of what they try to do is right there.
That's right. Get me. And what you said is so heavy. Somebody get me Daniel chapter 12, verse 4. Hold that. And then somebody else also get me Jeremiah 17 and 4. I want Jeremiah first, please. Daniel 12 and 4 and Jeremiah 17 and 4. Let's start with Jeremiah. Whoever get that one first, Bob the show. Oh, go ahead. Yeah, man, Steve. I see them fresh braids, ain't it? Get a braid to hand, man. You understand? Got me feeling bad. I'm looking terrible underneath this war scarf, man. I'm gonna get like young man Steve in just a second. We'll be back here fresh next week, Lord alive. You understand? What you sisters need to do is come in here. We need more braiders. Yes. I don't know. It's a lost art. Sisters don't know how to braid no more. I don't know what the hell happened from the 90s till today. I don't know what happened. You understand? I guess sisters got Twitter fingers now instead of twisting fingers. You understand? Because I remember every sister could braid. It wasn't even a special thing. Everybody could braid. You understand? Now you be special and lucky to find a sister that can braid. Sisters, let's take our culture back, okay? We don't need no locticians. Stop twisting them stupid locks. That's not our culture. Come in here and learn how to twist them braids real nice and tight and fresh and fly, just like our forefathers did. You understand? Go ahead, Shapa.
It's a lot, sir. It was even a song talking about braid my hair back in the day. Who sung that song?
A couple of Mario got one.
Yeah,
the pedophile R. Kelly got one. It's a couple of hair braiding songs. That is Israelite culture, even back to the slaves. When you look at the archaeology and look at the records of our forefathers and foremothers that were here enslaved, none of them had dreads. That wasn't our culture. They wasn't dreading up their hair and maps in their hair. That's not our culture. So you want to say something? Salah, can you hear me? Test 1, 2. Am I coming in clear?
Cancer coming in clear.
Okay. Somebody else was trying to speak? No, okay, no sweat. You look at our foremothers, they would braid patterns into their hair to indicate how where to go. That's directly intertwined. Now, the question is, I have to ask everybody, how did Black women learn how to braid? You understand? If we were robbed and stripped of everything, how did they know how to braid? Because there were things that we still knew about our culture. That is something that we brought with us on those slave ships. That is our culture. Braiding hair, having your hair braided is our culture. Nobody does it better than us. I know a lot of you brothers and sisters moving to Thailand and the Philippines. I've seen some video of some Taiwanese woman braiding a brother hair, and I'm just like, you know, we just giving away the sauce. We just giving it away. Now understand, we're gonna take back our culture, but here's the reason why we don't have our culture the way we should. Jeremiah 17:4, please, whoever has it. Go ahead, brother.
Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thy heritage.
This is the Lord speaking to the children of Israel. And the Lord said that the children of Israel, the people that you would call today the Israelites, the Jews, the Hebrews, the Lord said that they would be, what's that word?
Discontinue.
Discontinued, meaning separated. If you, there's a old cologne I used to wear called Valentino. I used to wear it years ago. And they said it was my favorite cologne. I got all the compliments in the world. And brother, when I went to go get it again, it was discontinued. They stopped making it. I could not get that cologne anymore. I could not have that scent. I could not be connected to any way to that cologne. Discontinued means to cease, to stop. The Lord says the children of Israel, they will be ceased, separated from their heritage. Here's the part that you got to ask Jewish people. How are they the people in the Bible when the Lord said the children of Israel, the actual Israelites, would be discontinued from their heritage? You boast in front of us and say, we've been doing this for thousands of years, for hundreds of years. I know. You've been following those Babylonian pagan traditions for hundreds of years because that's not who we are in the Bible. That's not the customs in the Bible. You Jewish people are imposters, converts, liars, thieves, you know, everything underneath the sun. That's not right. You know, because you're walking around with something that doesn't belong to you. You're walking around with our identity. You're walking around with our identity, not yours, ours. The Lord said we will be discontinued from our heritage. That's why today we speak a bastard language. We speak English is such a bastard language, brother, you wouldn't even understand. You understand? I remember when I was trying to teach my daughter how to read, and you never think about certain things because when you learn how to read, you just learn. You don't realize certain fallacies, certain problems that exist in English. I'm looking at one word and I'm like, yeah. She asked me, well, why is this spelled this way? And it's the same as this one, but it sounds like this. That's spelled a different way. And I couldn't even explain it, brother. I said, spell that junk however you want to spell it at this point. You understand? Like, just spell it however you want to spell it. Because I don't have the answer. English is not our language. It's not our custom. You understand? Being drug addicts and drug dealers, child molesters and rapists and liars and pimps and whores. That's not our culture. That's not our heritage. We have a heritage given to us by our slave masters. The same white people that act like we're such a problem in this society, the people that are a problem in this society are trying to be like white men. All the brothers that are in the streets trying to, in their mind, make a living selling drugs and committing crimes, they're trying to be like white men. Because white men have shown us the way to get ahead in America is to be an excellent criminal, is to be the best murderer, the best thief, the best liar. And you have shown us that that's how you get ahead in your society. The problem, young brothers, is that's not the way for you. It's not going to work for you because it's not your culture. That's why you're a bad criminal. You're a terrible criminal. How you've been selling drugs for 20 years is beyond me. And you still don't have a car. And you the plug and you ain't even got a car. And they got to meet you to go pick up drugs. Yeah, something is wrong there. I hope you understand that. How are you catching the bus to serve somebody? And I'm not saying if you got a car, you successful. Selling drugs is not meant for you to be successful if you are Black, Hispanic, or Native American. You understand? It's not our culture. The white man, he can sell drugs for a couple of years, and he can become a politician. He can sit in the halls of Congress and make decisions from being in a criminal life. Go ahead, Bakosh.
The Kennedys, got their wealth and fortune from bootlegging.
Brother, the water. The entire Kennedy clan, their father, Joe Kennedy, you understand, got their entire wealth from criminality, from an illegal industry. That's just not the Kennedys. If you go and do your research on all of these presidents, Donald Trump, anybody know Donald Trump's father's name, their original family name? Anybody know? In the chat, online, type it in the chat if you know Donald Trump's father's name. You understand? Don't look it up. Don't go to Google. Right? The water too, Shapai. You think being a criminal is the way to be successful. Not for you. For the white man, yes. See, nobody got it. Donald Trump's father's name is Frederick Drumpf. They changed the name from Drumpf because at that time, Drumpf, you could imagine, that's a strong German name. And at that time, Germans outside of Germany wanted to completely separate themselves from being German because it was such a stain on being German because of what was happening in World War II, what was happening overseas and what they did to the Jewish people. He came over here, changed his name from Drumpf to Trump. And Donald Trump's father was a pimp, a literal pimp. He owned a brothel. A brothel is an old word for whorehouse. You understand? Donald Trump's father was a pimp that engaged in all types of illegal activity. Bootleg liquor, whores, prostitutes. And he came over here, brother, and was able to build for him immense wealth through criminality. And because of that, his son is now able to sit in seats, not to sit in seats, sit in the most powerful seat in the United States government. Being a criminal works for the white man because it's his culture. You know what works for you, black man? Getting a black or Hispanic woman. That's what works for you. Loving a black or Hispanic. Loving your own brother. You understand? Wearing your own culture. Being masculine. Telling the truth. Being upright. Standing up for what's right and what's wrong. You understand? That's what works for you. And our oppressor has fought tooth and nail to make sure we stay discontinued from our heritage. Give me Daniel chapter 12, verse 4, please. Shalom to everybody that's tuning in. I can read the comments now, so you see what we got in. We got Nayam, Arawadia, Precinct Officer Hawar, Ra'ahawar, Shapara, Aisha Rakah, Zakawa Kayaf. We got Officer Yaquatazar, Adolphus Last, Ida Yana, Maria, Princess Nazam, Mario, One West Family, 2021. What else we got in here? Amana Bach, Rosemary Robinson, right? Okay. Oscar said, "You camps look funny fighting. I'm a white man." What camps are fighting? What are you talking about, Oscar? What are you talking about? If your brothers from another camp said Shalom, would you respond? Absolutely. We do it all the time. You understand? Somebody come in here and say Shalom. You think everybody that came in here knew the proper greeting? There are brothers in the UPK that came from fake Israelite groups, from literal fake Israelite groups, because they recognized this was the home of the truth. And they came in here, Shalom, and we responded, Shalom. You understand? I think you may have the wrong, you might be on the wrong chat. You might have the wrong Israelite group who you think we are. The Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge are the foremost dignitaries of class and decorum. Right? Let me see. Let me go down, see what we got here. All right, Shalom, my call. Shalom, just art and paint, young man Matthew, Sister Yakalia, Rakan. Right? So let's read what we got. Daniel chapter 12, verse 4, please.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 4. Okay. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book even to the time of the even to the time of the end, many shall run to the fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
Right. This is the Lord speaking to the prophet Daniel. And the Lord told Daniel to shut up the book. The book is referring to the Bible, these prophecies, the knowledge and the wisdom that is found within this book. The Lord told Daniel to shut up this book until the time of the end. There was a time period, brothers and sisters, where this knowledge wasn't being taught widespread the way it is now. Think about our forefathers and foremothers right here in America, whose eyes were burned out for reading the Bible. That happened. That is documented. There's a book that I had. My car was broken into in DC. They stole all my good books years ago. You understand? I pray the Lord, give me justice for that. You understand? I pray the Lord give me justice for whoever broke into my car and stole all my books, all the good books I had. There's a book that Jeremiah Muhammad told us about years ago, and I went and bought it. And the name of the book is called Tell All the Children Our Story. It's an excellent book. It's a collection of actual slaves. The white man after slavery went and they did a project all throughout the South, and there was a white journalist team that wanted to hear from slaves themselves their stories of how was slavery. These were white people from up north, and they were just curious and interested to hear from the slaves themselves. So they went and they transcribed many of these interviews. You understand? They transcribed many of these interviews. This is the cover right here. It would look like this. They transcribe all these interviews, and you can find a good number of these interviews in this book, Tell All the Children Our Story. And there's a part in here that details how a sister, she remembers how they had to sneak. They were reading the Bible. Shalom, mighty man. They were reading the Bible, and they were caught reading the Bible, and the slave master burned out her eyes. Burned out her eyes for reading the Bible. Not for reading. There's a myth that exists that people say that we weren't allowed to read in slavery. That's not true. That came mainly after Nat Turner. Black people were allowed to read in slavery. Somebody give me the practicality on why that would make sense. If you have slaves, why would it be impractical for a slave not to be able to read? Just put yourself in the mind of a slave master. Why would it not make sense? Go ahead.
So like I say, if I may.
Yep, I hear you now. You're coming in perfect.
Yeah. Well, because slaves will have to go to run errands for the slave master. You understand? We will have to build houses, read plans to build the houses and stuff like that.
Give him a hand. That's real life. You understand? We regurgitate a lot of myths about slavery when that's real life. You gotta remember, white men did nothing. They did nothing. They're lazy bastards then, they're lazy bastards today. We did all the errands, all the going to the store. We did all the work. And it makes no sense for you to now send a slave to the store who cannot read, who cannot be able to read. This costs this costs this. My master sent me to get this, and I got to make sure you're not jipping off my master. Slaves were allowed to read because it was part, for a lot of slaves, it was part of their function as being a slave. You understand? It wasn't until after Nat Turner's rebellion down in Virginia where they made it illegal to read. But you know what was always illegal to read? The Bible. Go ahead, Bakwash.
So if I could. Even just having a slave Bible itself,
right,
proves to you that we knew how to read because they had to take things out and give us the redacted slave Bible.
Exactly. We knew how to read, brother. We were excellent at reading. The proof of it is, like Officer Bakwash just said, there was a Bible specifically for the slaves. You understand? The slave Bible, where white slave masters removed 85% of the scriptures. Right here in DC, you can go to the Museum of the Bible. They have the exhibition. It's called the Slave Bible. And it's not the same Bible you have. Somebody hand me their Bible real quick. You see how thick this Bible is? Right? This is the Bible we have today. This is the Bible in its entirety. Of course, the Apocrypha will be inside here, right? The slave Bible, see how thick this is? The slave Bible would have been this. That's the slave Bible. I don't know if y'all can lagging on here. Okay, let me see it now. That would have been the slave Bible, just this part, because the oppressor. It's like I lost your spot too, brother. It's a lot. The slave master removed majority of the scriptures because they understood the Bible in its entirety speaks against the white man being over us. The Bible in its entirety speaks against another nation being over us. And that's why Nat Turner, he was a pastor. You understand? He was a pastor, and Nat Turner read the scriptures one day, and he understood. He said, hold on. He drew the parallel between the children of Israel and Egypt being in captivity to black people being in captivity in America. And he recognized and realized we are, in fact, the Israelites in the Bible. And it pissed him off so much so that he went and freed slaves and killed white people all throughout Virginia because he found out we were Israelites. That's why they didn't want us to read the Bible in its entirety in the first place, because that's what all the slaves would feel. If you had the entire Bible, you would feel what all the slaves felt. Go ahead, Trinidad.
Yes, so like if I may, that way just showed it. I wouldn't even say that was the amount, because it's like we get next to nothing. Because when you draw it down to, let me say, at a small compilation, it's like they actually bring it so small so it will look like it's plenty. Where you show there is too much.
Right.
It's too much. I just say, just get some pages and you fold in the page, and like you have a page and you fold it and you fold it until it reaches the smallest point. So it's like one page, and you get about, let me say, about 20 pages out of that one page. So that, as you say, like we didn't have nothing on that slave Bible, because now it's like when you actually open it, because now we was privy to it as well down here in the Caribbean as well. In having that, let me say, in all our, let me say, schools, to learn that this is where, you know, let me say, the New Testament and the Old Testament is. So when you really look at it now, it's like a page from the old and a page from the new. So when brothers and sisters actually look at it, they was already chained in their minds or the thought that this was really the actual Bible, until they actually been introduced to the Bible and realize, but wait now, it's more than that. And just like how you say with Nat Turner, when he actually see the amount of information inside of it, is like, as the scripture say, oppression make it a wise man mad. Yes,
that's right. Give him a hand. Well said. You understand? Well said. Anybody that ever that is able to, you take a trip to DC, visit that museum, the Museum of the Bible, and go to that exhibit, the Slave Bible exhibit, and go look, go see for yourself. Like Officer Sawap just said, brother, they gave us this. It was a pamphlet down there. It was a pamphlet of what they allowed us to read. And this is for all you Egyptologists and you Kemet conscious community idiots. If the Bible was the white man's book, he would not have to remove anything out the book to give it to us. If it was his book, he just can give it to us. They had to remove the majority of the Bible. And even the only reason why they kept the parts they kept is because it was scriptures that they could just try to maneuver toward to say something else. But really, even the parts that they kept, it still had nothing to do with what the Christian church tried to say it was. Go ahead, Bakwash.
There's a question online whenever you're ready, sir.
Go ahead.
There's a question from Precinct Officer War. Says, like, sir, did the time of the end begin when they unalived Yahushua?
Yes, that's when it began. That time period from the Greeks, from all the way from the Greeks up until now, that's the time of the end, because that's that short time. Get me, this is the precept you need to prove that. Give me Satan will be bound 1,000 years. Satan will be bound 1,000 years. That is also too. Commanding General Yahanna will be teaching the scripture breakdown tonight at 8 p.m. our time, Eastern time. He will be in Chicago teaching the scripture breakdown. You understand, at 8 p.m. our time. So that's what, the next 15 minutes, 18 minutes. Right? Anybody find it? Not yet. Okay, I'll get it for you. You got it. Please read that, Corral.
This is Revelations chapter 20. Revelations chapter 20, verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
And he laid hold on the dragon,
Right.
that old serpent.
That old serpent. This is talking about, it's calling the serpent old because it's referring to the same serpent in the Old Testament in Genesis. The serpent, the snake in Genesis, it was not a literal snake. Again, this is not the white man's book. You want to get a good laugh? I do this often. You understand? I do this often. You know, my kids and my ribs, they laugh because they like, you always, you know, you watch boring stuff. Brother, I like to listen to white people break. I like to get a good drink and sit and listen to white people try to break down the Bible. And it is so hilarious, brother. I sit and watch documentaries on white people and the Nostradamus and the, you know, because it says the lake of fire, and because the white man is not spiritual, brother, what they think it's saying is just outlandish. They've turned the Bible into Greek and Roman mythology. When it says a snake, it's talking about how we talk. If any of you today were to call a nigga a snake, we all know what that means. You understand? Even to say snake, oftentimes we're not even talking about a real animal. You understand? I don't think I ever heard a black person say the word snake and it wasn't in reference to a person, unless you live down south or on the islands or something like that, where it's actual snakes. You know what I'm saying? But the tribe of Judah, us that's up here, every time we use the word snake, it's always talking about a person. You understand? A low down such and such. It's the same in the Bible. You understand? It's the same in the Bible. When it says snake, it's referring to a person. The Lord says right here, we're talking about that same person, that same serpent that was in the garden, that was a liar and a murderer back then. Keep reading.
Which is the devil.
Which is the devil. You wonder why we call the white man the devil, because the Bible calls the white man the devil. That's what the Bible does. We just follow the Bible. How you mad at us? Get mad at God if you got a problem with it, because all we do is go into the scriptures. Right? Keep reading.
And Satan.
Mm-hmm.
And bound him 1,000 years.
And bound him 1,000 years. What time period was this when Satan, the white man, the devil, when was he bound 1,000 years? What time period is this referring to? Go ahead, sis.
So like, was it in the garden?
No, not excuse me, not in the garden, on this particular part right here. You understand? He was definitely the serpent from the garden, but this serpent, he was bound, meaning bound is Old English to be bounded or binded, to be tied up. Imagine you in handcuffs. Imagine you fighting and you winning, and then all of a sudden somebody come and grab your arms in the middle of the fight. You're bound up. You're tied up. Go ahead, let me get corrupt.
This time frame was when we was in power in what they call England,
okay.
Kingdom.
What does the oppressor call that time period? Question.
Oh, SHALAM.
Mm-hmm.
Priest and Officer of War says the Dark Ages.
The Dark Ages. This is a literal time in history where black people ruled England. We ruled all throughout Europe, and France, and Scotland, Ireland, England, you understand, Wales. There's so much archaeology that exists. If any of you were fortunate enough to go to the UK, I believe it was 2 years ago, when we went to the castle, brother, they had the shield, the lion for the tribe of Judah, and then the unicorn for the tribe of Ephraim. Brother, that's the Bible. Israel and Judah. All throughout England, you've seen Israelite culture. What do you think? Just really stay with me for a second. What do you think if that was white people's culture, what do you think they got the idea to use lions and wolves for their symbols and their family crests? Really try to think about this for a second. What out of all the animals, why did they choose, if this was white people, why did they choose to use lions and wolves and bulls and deer and axe, the two battle axes and swords. Why do you think they chose to use these things for their family crest? Go ahead, Shapak. Go ahead, Shapak.
You know, I got that.
No sweat, no sweat. It's because it wasn't them. These were Israelites who weren't in the truth, but understood our culture, that understood who they were. So you had Israelite men that understood, I'm from the tribe of Judah. My family crest is going to be 2 lions and whatever I decide to put on, or I'm from the tribe of Benjamin. My family crest is going to be a wolf with a crown. Brother, it's the same thing we do today. These were Israelites in power in Europe, and we knew who we were. And because of that, the white man was bound. He was not allowed now to spread his lies. He was tied up for those 1,000 years. It's not a literal 1,000 years, but it just so happens that the Dark Ages is roughly around 1,000 years. The Bible is not talking about a specific or literal time, however. Go ahead, Shapak.
It's like if I may, a lot of us black folks are so thrown off because the white man teaches that it was the Moors who ruled Europe. You see what I'm saying?
Right. That's what they'll do now. What you'll hear now is instead of them saying black people, they'll say, well, the Moors, the Moors taught white people how to bathe. That word Moor is a catch-all for just dark-skinned people. You understand? When you hear the word Moor, that could be referring to those North Africans or dark-skinned Arabs or Israelites. Here's how you know if it's referring to us or not. Just listen to what they say. Whenever you hear the phrase, the Moors taught Europeans how to bathe. Who is that? Who taught the Europeans how to bathe? Israelites. Africans don't bathe today.
Right.
Arabs are musty today. You know who are known for smelling good and being clean? Us. You understand? All you got to do is look at what's being said and you'll be able to determine what's what. You understand? And when it comes to anything that regards etiquette and culture and class, it's us. They said the white man didn't even know how to eat with utensils. They said the Moors taught the white Europeans how to use utensils. How do you know that's talking about Israelites? Because Africans and Arabs don't use utensils today.
Right.
You ever watch an African brother? I can't even do it. There's some video of some nasty looking African and his daughter or his wife, and they are social media famous because they eat like savages. They got the damn monkey head sitting on the table, and they going and his hands just real nasty and just not Israelite at all. We are not the same people. You understand? We are not, still to this day, we're not the same. As much as you want to force us to be the same, we're just not that. You understand? So when you hear about the Moors doing all these great things in Europe, almost all the time it's referring to Israelites. You understand? But the word Moor does not mean Israelite. It just means a dark-skinned person. Go ahead, Shapak.
Salak, is that the same disgusting family they was eating all together and the son reached for the hot dog and the father was like, nah, them hot dogs, man.
Brother, they sit and fight over food and who can stuff as much in their hand and their mouth, and it's just real barbaric and heathen. It's just nasty, man. It's nasty. It's not who we are, right? The Lord said that, read that again, the part you at. Oh, Slack it. Satan will be bound for 1,000 years. That's the Dark Ages. Keep reading.
Verse 3. And cast him into the bottomless pit.
And cast him into the bottomless pit. Go ahead.
And shut him up. And set a seal upon him.
This is talking about the Dark Ages. You understand? This is saying that white people were not in power. They were powerless. They were put in prison. Think of a figurative prison. That's how white people feel today. Just imagine black people ruling over white people, brother. Their lives, they feel like they in hell. They're in the bottomless pit with a seal. They're tied up. They're shut up. That's the Dark Ages, when black people ruled Europe and white people had to do what black people said. That day is returning, by the way. Go ahead, Kara.
That he should deceive the nations no more.
That he should deceive the nations no more. There was a time period before the Dark Ages where you can see the original Roman Empire, the original Greek Empire. You understand? There's a time period now where you could see all of these things of white supremacy exist. You understand? And the Romans, how powerful they were. how powerful the Greeks were. And they were able to enforce their white supremacy culture on the earth. And then the time came where the Greek and the Roman empires fell. And then now you have black people in rulership in Europe. You understand? Keep reading.
Till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled.
Till the 1,000 years be fulfilled. So meaning there will be a time when black people in rulership will come to an end. There'll be a time where white people being bound up and shut up will come to an end. Keep reading.
And after that, he must be loosed a little season.
He must be loosed what?
A little season.
A what?
Little season.
What you're reading about is, okay, this is so beautiful. And if you can just think spiritual, I know it seems like what we're going through has lasted so long. But in the grand scheme of things, brother, their time is up. They've only been in power, but just for a little bit. That's it. You understand? They've only been in power just for a little bit, and it's coming to an end very quickly. It's coming to an end very fast. Do not lose hope and lose sight on the bigger picture because you think this will never end. You know how long I've been hearing we in the last days? If you grew up in church, forget about it. We've been hearing that all our lives. We in the last days. I thought 2000 was going to be the end. You understand? Chief head priest Ariel wasn't the only one that was prophesying that. There was churches that was prophesying that same thing. You understand? They probably heard it from him, but there was churches that was saying the exact same thing. The year 2000 is the end. I remember in church they turned all the lights off. It was like, everything gonna reset. It's gonna be the end. They said Jesus was coming back 25 years ago. Imagine the people that have died within those 25 years waiting on Christ to return and thinking this will never happen. It's going to happen very soon. And if you just can have a spiritual eye to things, it's really not that long. You understand? The end has started since they crucified our King, Christ. You understand? Since they came back into power, that's when it started. Go ahead, Shapai.
Was saying yesterday from 2 Peter 3:8, the Lord, the day and the eye of the Lord is like 1,000 years to us, and Christ died about 2,000 years ago when it started. So it's like 2 days.
Yeah, there's a scripture in the Bible that says a day is like unto. Excuse me. Let me get it for you. 2 Peter 3:8. Somebody pull that up real quick. You understand? In the meantime, if you have any questions, type your questions in the chat. If you haven't done so, make sure you like and share the stream. Like and share the stream. We got anything online? Go ahead, question. No sweat. Stop. Say one time. That's 2 hours. That's 2 hours. You understand? So if you're tuning in online on I.S.U.P.K online, we're going to switch the stream over to Commanding General Yahanna. You understand? He's teaching from Chicago, the scripture breakdown class. It's going to start at 8 o'clock our time, 7 o'clock their time. You understand? If you're in the Midwest, if you're in Chicago, right? We got anything online? Any questions or anything?